Wait, so Penny wasn't the original friendly neighbor in The Big Bang Theory? Here's how different the dynamic would have been if they'd kept the OG female lead. Before The Big Bang Theory was a show about a group of nerdy guys and their friendly female neighbor, Penny, played by Kaley Cuoco. The show was about a group of nerdy guys and their mean new neighbor, Katie.
Allow me to explain it to you in your language. Nerdish.
Katie, played by Amanda Walsh, was far less charmed by their geeky behavior and far more willing to take advantage of their maidenless ways. As the show's co-creators Bill Prady and Chuck Lorre explained in a 2022 Entertainment Weekly interview, this dynamic played poorly with test audiences, and ultimately, Walsh had to leave the show because of it. Prady explained, "In the first pilot, the female character is kind of rough. She's dangerous in a way and wasn't very nice to the guys." He recalled the first test screening reactions, saying, "They hated her, but what was amazing was that they were defending Leonard and Sheldon so much." Lorre confirmed Prady's recollection, adding, "Yeah, we didn't realize early on that the audience viewed them as children. They were very naive and childlike, regardless of how intelligent they were. They were very vulnerable, and the audience didn't want a toxic presence around them." He went on to explain, "That's why we rewrote Katie to become Penny and made her much more charmed by the guys and kind to them, as opposed to a woman who would take advantage of them."
How about we buy you this robot and then we all go home?
I want that one.
Although they're both happy with how the change turned out, they both seemed to feel bad over how Walsh had to leave. Lorre said, "She was terrific in the role, but the role was misconceived." Prady concurred, adding, "She was actually a very sweet person, and it was a lot of work for her to become that rough character. Afterward, she wanted to come back in for the new version of Penny, but she had been so identified as that first character that it wasn't able to happen." Although the showrunners believed that the problem with Katie was purely a writing problem, not an acting one, CBS nevertheless asked them to hire a different actor. The result is that we got to enjoy 12 seasons of Cuoco's Penny, a charmingly sympathetic character who helps bring the gang out of their insular lifestyles while also learning to appreciate the nuances of geek culture herself.
Wait, where are you going?
No, you're okay. If you run into crocodiles, just kick them with your boots.
The good news for Walsh is that she's gone on to do perfectly well for herself. She starred in projects like Disturbia, Lost Girl, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and was a writer on 2 seasons of the hit sitcom Schitt's Creek. She's also spoken a bit about her experience with The Big Bang Theory, and has made it clear that although the news of her replacement definitely stung, it wasn't the end of the world for her. As she explained to the author of The Big Bang Theory, the definitive inside story of the epic hit series, there were no hard feelings between her and the show's creator. She wrote, "Bill was as nice as possible about the whole thing, and then I was really fortunate that a year later, director James Burrows hired me for another pilot called The Mastersons of Manhattan with Molly Shannon and Natasha Richardson. For me, that really validated the notion of, it's not you, because as an actor, you always question that. So to get rehired by the same people for another big project was very, very validating."